Little kissies. Good morning, Tritonus. Good morning, Palin. Morning, Darkon. How you doing? How's it going? Good morning, Drew. Morning, Handsome. How's everyone doing? I'm a little bit snuffly today, so apologies. It's just the cold air taking its toll. Because we went out for a walk last night, so we hadn't had a chance to leave the house before. Good morning, Zara. Good morning, Palmer and Cyan. How are you doing? Morning, Bubble. Can still see Jerry's little naked thigh, bless him. And it's just gonna, well, I wonder if I have to reshave it on Monday or if it'll be okay. Because it still looks quite naked. Good morning, Ned. We've just been having a little under table cuddle this morning. Good morning, Max. Good morning, leg. Morning, Kraken. He had a blood test, which is why his little thigh is shaved. They both did, but I think because Fifi's, well, first he doesn't stay still long enough to see it. And I think because her fur isn't as long, it's like slightly more difficult to see, but she also has a little naked patch. Rob, thank you very much for tier 2 at 28 months. Nearly 2 years. That's nearly 3 years with the tier 2. Thank you. And good morning, Rob. Space Ape, thank you very much for the 20 months. His thigh, yeah, I mean, it's sort of hidden when he's not stretching it out, but he does still have a little naked thigh. It's your birthday, happy birthday! Oh, I hope you have a good one. Do you have any nice plans for it? I'll see if I can get a, where is the hat? Where is the hat? Let me tuck this down for them. Whoop. There you go, bunnies. And then I will do. What? Who seems most willing today? Oh, Fifi, you got fluff in your eye. Oh no, she's not distracted enough yet. Can I get it on Jerry? Oh no, I'll try for Fifi again. No, she's too ET. Come on in, Bim. Come on in, Veru. Let's try for the boy. You're free. Where have you been escaping from? Good morning, Harry. Morning, Greg. Lola mentioned she was at your house and she had a really good faux steak. It was, it's a company called Juicy Marbles. And they do like a long, I don't know what it would be called, like a joint, I guess. But they also do little medallions. And Juicy Marbles is because the inside of it has like a marbling effect, I guess, to imitate steaks sort of thing. But yes, Juicy Marbles was the brand that we had that day. Alex absolutely bloomin' loves it. It's like his favorite one. My favorite is Sagaya, but yeah, he absolutely loves Juicy Marbles. It's like quite spenny, but it is worth it spending a little bit more. The poor marbles, I know. Come to the conclusion that I need to give up coffee. I only have it on occasion. I had coffee yesterday after a night of insomnia and it caused second night of insomnia. Oh no. I mean, I guess you could always try cutting out caffeine and seeing if it does help. But yes, I had to cut out caffeine for a little while. Back when I wasn't sure what was setting off POTS things. And then I accidentally realised I had been drinking caffeine and it turned out I was actually fine with it. I just gave up like all hot drinks for a while. And then I had a different type of tea and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just have this instead whilst I'm not having tea. And then it turns out it had caffeine in anyway. So I was like, I guess it doesn't set it off. Guess I'm fine. Oh, sneezy boy. Gonna clear out that snoot. I'm actually waiting for he's still snuffy, he is, but I'm waiting for a call from the vet today. I called them up this morning to, oh, Gerry. Hang on, let me... Okay, hopefully he's okay. He's gone off under the table now. I just muted it for a little bit, just to cover up his sneezes. Just because, yes, poor little boy. Poor little boy. You feeling a bit better now? Look at he. Because so I've been umming and ahhing about, like, whilst Gerry's going through this, all of his problems, like, he is going to the vet on Monday to have this seen to, and like I said, I'm waiting for a call from the vet as well. But part of me thought, like, well, I got into doing bun streams. You got a scary eye, Gerry. I got into doing bun streams because I wanted to help educate people. And I was like, whilst he's sneezy, I feel like I'm going against everything I set out to do. Because, like, I'm like, oh, am I showing... I don't know, I think it worries me... Hello, Asanta. It worries me that, they're like, oh, what if someone else has a bunny and they think, like, oh, well, you know, that bunny sneezes, so they must be fine, so I won't get it seen to. So I did think about... I mean, I've been talking to Arnold about this for a while, saying about, oh, should I just put bun streams on hiatus until Gerry is better? It always feels like a difficult balance to reach. Morning, Walrus. Of like, morning, Poke. Put on Cam in a bunny onesie. That could work. That could work. Just follow him around, see what he gets up to. But yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. I know that there's always going to come a point where I have to make a decision regarding bun streams, because obviously they can't always be happening. I never really set out for them to be a permanent thing. It just sort of happened. Morning, Coconut. During lockdown, I was like, oh, I'll just do these whilst I've got mornings free. Thinking, oh, I'll probably only do them for like a couple of months. And now we're 3 years on? So yeah, you're showing the good and the bad, you're educating other owners to do the right thing. See, I would hope so. But my worry is that I worry that if people get used to his sneezing, because essentially, like, his sneezing is a bad thing. It is a sign that he's not well. But I worry that people will come like, oh, have a good birthday, Zara. Have a good birthday. Look after yourself. Have a good one. Stay cozy. Good morning, Nick. Sorry, I didn't get to do a hat. They were not playing ball. Yeah, like I mean, if a bunny does, like, maybe they've stuck their head in a bale of hay and they've got dust up it or something, but usually it's not right for bunnies to sneeze, sort of thing. It is a bad sign. Oh, sorry, I hit the phone. Like, it is a sign of deeper. I think it's one of those things that, like, obviously in people we sneeze all the time, we don't think about it. Whereas for bunnies it's very different. And you should get your bunny seen too if they do start sneezing. But I guess I worry that people won't realise that we are literally like a year into investigation at this point. So when he sneezes, I'm just like, I know it's a bad thing, but we are dealing with it. But I just worry that people who are just stopping by would not know that, and they're thinking like, oh, it's fine. And I'm like, it is not fine. It is most definitely not fine, is it, baby boy? In himself, he's still like happy, going strong. But yeah, it would be nice to finally get to the bottom of what's causing all of it, bless him, because he has been suffering for a long time now with all of these. Oh, Pet Subathon ended. Okay. So you get to have a bit of relaxy time. I think if I hadn't been watching the streams and got bunnies, I wouldn't have known. Oh, that's good. That's good. Good morning, Cow. How are you doing? At least to me, yeah, his sneezing does seem excessive. Yeah, that poor boy. Think other owners would realise from your reaction. Yeah, I just hope so, because it's one of those things that you don't want to. It's like when the bunnies have had other problems, I've been like, do I still do bun streams now? Or is it like, because you don't want to, you want to stay like, to show like the welfare side of things. But part of that is that they get ill. So it's like this balance of like, do you show the bad things? Or sometimes it feels a little like, what's the word? I don't want it to feel exploitative, I guess would be the word. Like, I don't want to be like, you want to show that stuff happens, but you also don't want to show like, it doesn't want to come across as like, they have this problem, but let me make content out of it. You know what I mean? Oh, that's nice to hear, Cyan. But yeah, it's difficult. It's a difficult balance, I find. Good morning, Limewood. But hopefully, like, part of me thinks, like, maybe this is maybe he is just a sneezy boy now, and this is how he's going to be. Because when they first did the CT scan, and they were like, he just has these mineral deposits, and they irritate his nose. But I feel like it's got a lot worse since then. And then he had this infection, and then he was on the antibiotics. Then we found out he had this other thing, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, when are we going to get on top of it for this poor boy? But, I guess the saving grace is that he, even when he does have his sneezing fits, he'll always just, like, carry on. He'll, like, flop afterwards or eat afterwards. They never seem to, like, super stress him out. He does just get on with that. He do. I think I probably stress about it a lot more than I might had we not had Genevieve, because Genevieve had a lot of respiratory problems and it was very, very stressful towards the end, sort of thing. Do the minerals cause infections? It just means that he is more prone to infections. So it's not that they cause them, but I guess it means that he has like a predisposition to them, if that makes sense. I've learned everything I know about bunnies from your scene to the point where I now want bunnies, but I know to wait for when I can provide for them. Ah! Jerry's mother was a geode. Yes, his father was a snuffleupagus. So where does the potato part come from? Where's where's all this potato? Need to send him some tiny miners. Yeah, some miners. Get him in there. Deal with that snoot. Being a potato is a landscape. It's a way of life. He has fully mastered it. This is true. This be true. The language exchange in potato. No. Look at he. But yeah, vet on Monday. Repeat blood tests for the stinky thing that they both have. And then I'm hoping that I can persuade the vet to maybe do repeat nasal swabs on he. Which will be a not very fun day for Gerry. But, you know, he'll be back to being snuggled in. He was so sad yesterday. It was like, because basically I had recording in the morning, so I obviously didn't do bun stream. So I didn't get to see them very much in the morning. We didn't have our usual cuddles. And then I didn't get any time at lunching because Alex had been having a meeting downstairs. He'd already locked them away. And then I was streaming and then Kim came round. So I just didn't get to give him any cuddles at all day. And then by the end of the day, he was just such a sad boy. And I literally, I put a hand on him and he just immediately settled down, just like, yes, cuddles, please. Please, I need them. And I was saying to Alex, he was like, oh, but he's been with Fifi all day. And I was like, yeah, but she goes off and does other stuff. He needs, if someone just sat and cuddled Gerry all day, he would be like, okay, I guess that's enough cuddles. But he's just such a snuggly boy. Like, he has some times where he's like, no, I just want to go off and do my own thing. But a lot of the time, he do just want cuddles. He's snuggly. That must be pretty tough. Yeah. It is a difficult job being a vet. As someone who knows a lot of vets, I've seen the effects it can have on them. Bless them. It's a stressful job, but it must be a very rewarding job as well. Getting to see all the little aminals that you help and the happy owners. I mean, just from working at a vet, I know that you do go through many, many emotions. Longer training time than doctors, isn't it? It's I think it doesn't depend. I think it might be a longer training time than just because obviously a lot of doctors will become a GP, but then you can also train for longer to do more specialized things. But I guess that's the same with vets. The vets I see all have the exotics qualifications and all those added things. So I guess it's just a further level of specialization sort of thing. Good morning, owls. Morning, Mayra. But it's so funny how my mum always complains the entire time that she can't get my cat to purr. All it takes for me is to sniff my cat and tell her she smells good. Ah, it's like with Tabs. You put one hand on him and he's like a little engine, bless him. For ages. He's such a happy boy. Happy boy. Smooth. More anatomies and stuff to learn, yeah. And I guess it is more difficult not being able to have a patient tell you what's wrong as well. Um, just have to, I mean, especially with animals, like exotic animals, where they try to hide things as well. So it makes me laugh about the exotic classification. Yeah, it does make me laugh how, like, animals that are the most common in the UK are known as exotics. Like hamsters and guinea pigs and rabbits, they're classified exotic species. It's basically just anything that isn't a dog or a cat is exotic. Um, so we have to see specialized exotic vets. Because you wouldn't. Well, they have like a vague, like they do train with exotics, but they don't. They're just a lot more specialized systems and stuff. Because the first vet that we ever went to for Genevieve, it got to the point where I was like, I know more about this bunny than this bloody vet. Like they were saying stuff and I was just like, that's not right. So eventually I was like, I'm just going to go to a proper registered exotic vet and stayed there ever since. But yeah. But it does amaze me how, like, obviously a lot of like the vets I used to work with, they would just do like dogs and cats all day. And then you'd have the exotics who would see like small mammals, birds, snakes, lizards, fish, frogs. You'd never really know what was going to be in that room when you went in. You'd sometimes have like birds of prey that brought in and stuff. It's definitely a lot more variety than pug that can't breathe, sausage dog that can't walk. I have no idea how you'd even vet a fish. Yeah, like my vet, she's worked with she's done like scans on like there's a picture of doing like a CT scan on a fish or something. um Having to keep them moist. Jerry, I stopped. How you basically have to like wedge them in. But yeah, it's they deal with a lot of like wildlife as well. I remember we had a time at the vet where someone brought in a badger and everyone was terrified because they can be quite aggressive. We had axolotls, not a pet badger, it was a wild badger. We did have a pet skunk that came in. But yeah. My dream job is to be a full-time fish moistener. It's good to have dreams. Badgers are angry boys. Very lovely, but obviously in that situation they're not very happy. But yeah, we had a duck that someone's pet duck that always had to wear a nappy when he came in. Just lots of like exotics was always very lovely to hang out and meet the inhabitants. There's a documentary about guinea pigs in the cinemas in Bristol at the moment because they had British lady who transformed her backyard into a badger hotel. Mr. Lumpy and friends. Also, sadly, Mr. Lumpy is no more. But yeah, it's like near Manchester. Sarah, thank you very much, Jerry, for the 44 months. The badgers and the mushrooms. I think it was duck-specific nappies that maybe they made, but I'm not sure. What are you doing? What is these? Are you bored of cuddles? I don't have anything in my hand. Lovely Mr. Lumpy. I wish we got more wildlife around here. I've not seen the hedgehogs in a while. Boop. If they were not wild animals, I would want a stoat or an almond. I mean, I guess you could get ferrets. Ferrets are probably the closest you would get to those little pickles. You've decided you're bored of cuddles, haven't you? You've woken up and chosen violence. I mean, personally, I would never have ferrets. But I do love them. They're always very funny when we had them in at the vet. Hang on, Gerry. Let me move back your way. They are stinky, but I actually really like ferret smell. They definitely do have a distinctive smell, though. Literally to the point where I would look at that little cloud of fluff that I've just been stroking off of Gerry. That's just from giving him cuddles. Your bunny is so cute, thank you. I'm very biased, but he's very lovely. Oh, I saw that. I saw that tweet. If you hold an almond up to you, you'll hear what it sounds like to be attacked by an almond. But yeah, to the point where like, so in my vet, you had like the reception area. Say like the reception area here, and then there'd be a stair up there towards the exotics and cattery. And when you got through the door into the reception, you could tell if there'd been a ferret in the building. Like you'd be like, oh, someone's ferret staying with us today. Like that's how like pungent their smell can be. But they are very lovely. They're absolute chaos, but hello. Did you think I was calling you when I said absolute chaos? I summon forth absolute chaos. Oh, look at her. It's become part of our routine now that I will open up the gate in the morning and then I'll open up the door and Fifi will have a little run around upstairs and then she'll come back down and I'll be like, you done? And then I'll close the door and she'll resign herself to staying downstairs for the rest of the day. But I might let her upstairs again. She just really likes it. She just likes running around the bedroom. Imagine that smell gets worse in a stressful situation. I think they're just always a bit stinky. But it is just like a... I mean, I personally do find it's like it's a smell, but I wouldn't say it's like a bad smell. I mean, I guess I could understand why people wouldn't like it, but it's sort of like, I'm trying to think what I could liken it to. The only thing I can think is like weed. Whereas you sort of like, if ever you're walking along and you smell it, you're like, huh, that's a smell. But you're not like, you're just like, yeah, I can smell it, sort of thing. Just animal smell. Yeah, it's not like poo. But I know there were some people at the vets who really liked it. But yeah, I could not look after ferrets. Little crazed obligate carnivores that they are. Like we couldn't even keep them in the exotics ward. They had to stay in cattery because their smell is such that obviously every other like animal in exotics that were typically prey animals would just be terrified. So we would always keep them in with the cats instead. But yeah, I have a thing about horse manure and horse smell. Yeah, I don't mind horse poo. It sort of makes me think like, I'm back in the countryside. Rather than Like, huh? It's like when they do the muck spreading. It's just sort of a quite earthy smell, isn't it? Rather than being horrible. But I guess this isn't bias at all. Hashtag not bias. But I think typically herbivore poo does smell a lot better than carnivore poo. So I think that's the general rule. But yes, but I'm not just saying that as a vegan. People, they're like, this bloody streamer thinks her poop don't stink. I would not say that extends to people. But yes. It does extend to bunnies, though. Like, I've never thought that, you said muck spreading like it's the most normal thing. Is that just like that must be a thing in other places. That's just a typical time in the UK where they do the muck spreading on the fields. And if you go out of the town, everywhere smells like poo. Is that just a UK thing? Okay, no, good. Do you not get poo season in Australia? Where everything smells of poo? The whole city of Leicester gets that smell on those days here. It's like when I said to Alex, I don't know if it's just something he wasn't aware of, but I was like, oh, it's coming up to Flying Ant Day. And he was like, is that some sort of festival? I was like, no, it's Flying Ant Day when all the ants fly. It's like, what? Yeah, it's just like one day a year pretty much. Well, it's more like 3 days, I guess, where the ants fly. Yup. Ocean Dragon, thank you very much for the follow. Oh, Gerry, was she licking your tummy? I think that was making him jump a bit too much. Oh, speaking of Fifi's current habits, like going upstairs, she's also got into the habit of just like trying to hump Gerry every time I open the fence, and I don't know why. Ryan, thank you for the follow on that note. Moose droppings barely smell of anything. It's funny you should say that, but I saw this woman the other day, I think on TikTok, and she made stuff out of moose poo. Like little models and stuff. And she had, what did she have? She was like, she'd made a clock where there was basically it had inlaid poos, so it would go through like 1 and then a poo and then 2 o'clock and then a poo and then 3 o'clock, and then she'd be like, she was I guess she was from like Alaska or something, and she was like, you've heard of a cuckoo clock? This is a poo poo clock. She was like, when it reaches the poo, it's past. It's like, okay. Suppose it's a survival thing. That's true, actually, because I guess you're like, predator animals probably want to mark their territory, whereas a prey animal just wants to be a bit more discreet about their poopa. But yeah, but I think it also does have to do with, I think just like vegetation won't make, like, oh, honestly, the difference. I mean, Alex was shocked that like the first time Tabs did a poo. I guess I was used to it from having worked at the vets, but Alex was just like, why is it so bad? It's like, that's just cats. It's just how they be pooping. It's just bad. It can be horrendous. He's ever watched a Kirsty stream? Yeah. With his terribly timed toilets. It's the real TTT right there. Train our cats to go outside and bury it somewhere. I guess this is the thing that's like, because when he's at home, he has his proper like covered litter tray, whereas when he's here, we just give him, he's just got like a tray. And I guess that does make a big difference, because when Ripley was here, barely noticed it. I guess it is more about like the type of litter and the containing. Oh my God. I just suddenly tuned into the fact I've been talking about poo for like 20 minutes, which is very unlike me, to be honest. You won't normally catch me talking about poop. Hee hee. I think you just become so desensitized to it when you look after animals because it's just such a daily part of life. And then working at the vet ingrained it a bit more. Oh jeez, Ninja. You can make paper out of it. You can make poo paper. They do it with elephant poo, moose poo, cow poo. Speaking of which, though, moving on slightly from the poo, I've been tempted to look at the tiny fluffy tail. He deserves a tiny fluffy tail. His little tail. When he leans forward, sometimes his tail like floops down. And it does make me giggle. But I've been tempted to try and make my own paper. Because it's a good way to like recycle paper, I think. The essence of it is that you just like mulch paper and then you get a sheet that I can't think what it's called. But it's basically like a wooden frame with like a little net, but not net. I can't think what it is. Yeah, like a sieve frame thing, but it's like more solid than netting sort of thing. And you like dunk that down and lift it up and then you press it and it makes paper once it dries out. Good morning, fish. So I've been tempted to make you can get like kits that you can do, but then you can put in like well, funnily enough, Tim, it did come about because I did start trying to think of if I could make paper out of the bunny's poo. But then I looked into it and it's a lot more complicated. So then I was like, maybe I could just make paper out of other paper. It's like the first way to get paper is step 1, have paper. Then you can make it into other paper. But we'll add that discarded fluff. Do you know what? I am going to try needle felting. I feel like I'm going to need a lot more fluff than I have. Because I have a whole bag of it, but once it's all squished down, once you've done the stabby, I think it will, I don't think there will be much left. But yeah, I have been saving it up for just that occasion. Because in my mind, I was like, imagine if I made little bunnies out of the bunny's floof and then I could sell them and raise money for charity. And then people get to have a little Gerry Fifi hybrid. But yeah, I don't know if I have that much. Because it's so fine, it just squishes down. Angora rabbits, yes, they're very fluffy. There's Angoras and... I can't remember the name of the other breed that are typically... But you get like, when you get Angora sweaters and stuff, that'd be from Floofers. Morning, Sienna. Jersey Woolies, I want to say. There's a breed called a Jersey Woolly. Or is that a sheep? But I think you get big fluffy bunnies that are called that. Angora Tom. He would be a big fluffy bunny. That's why he's got such a big beard. It's because he's naturally fluffy. But yeah, I really want to try and make my own paper. But I do need to get... I mean, you can just buy them, but I feel like it'd be better if I just... you can make them, but I feel like it'd be better if I just bought one of the things. Walnut, thank you very much for the 21 months. My local pets home is on those giant bunnies. Giant bunnies are lovely. They're quite similar to doggos in their behavior, I would say. We used to get this massive bunny in at work. Um, I think he was called like Fred or something. He was he was so lovely, but their owner basically couldn't get like a carrier big enough for them, so they had a carrier that was on wheels that they would just like a child's little cart that they pull around behind them. Morning, Sam. But yeah, they are, well, very lovely. They don't tend to have as long lifespans as your standard bunnies, just because I guess they have been bred a bit too big for what they can handle. But it's the same with like big dogs. But they are very cute. I've often wondered what Gerry would do if he met a big bunny. Like, how would he cope with such a thing? Look at him. Big dogs live forever. If only. If only. So yeah, I was talking to a friend the other day and she was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like my dog is getting on now, sort of thing. Like, oh, it makes me start worrying about it. And I was like, oh, how old are they? And they were like 4. I was like, your dog is a baby. Don't you worry about that. They are still just a baby. Have you seen the photo of the rabbit who fell in love with one of those giant bunnies? Yes, it reminds me of back when I was volunteering at a rescue. I think I've told this story before, but we had this 2 bunnies that got brought in to bond, because a lot of bunny rescues will do bonding, and we had a giant bunny in. So this couple came in to bond with that bunny, and it was basically this like big himbo giant, like Flemish giant boy with this tiny little sort of like Netherland dwarf, but not another. She didn't have Nethy ears, but she was like a Netherland dwarf white senior bunny, and she'd basically been bonded with this like huge boy. And then they were worried because she was getting older, so they were like, oh, we don't want him to be left alone, so we want to bond them now. So she ended up leaving with these like 2 massive boys. And I was like, good for her. She's like this little old lady with her 2 himbo boyfriends. They were just absolutely massive, like 10 times bigger than her. But they are having some fun in her old age, yeah. She retired well. Fifi keeps on trying to jump onto my back. I can feel little paws planning the next move. Fifi? Oh no, she's just looking for food, I think. You know it's food time, don't you? I had to tell Alex that I bought the bunnies 2 advent calendars. I had to fess up. He would eventually realize once they both arrived. He was like, have you got your advent calendar? I was like, no. It's like, I won't have them this year. The bunnies could have one for me. I did get them both because I wanted to get them the one that they usually get, but then the other one was like a donation to a rescue. So I was like, well, that's just basically making a donation. So, and they also get to have, it's like a forage advent calendar. So it's just like a little packet of forage I can put on their hay every day. But I thought that was cute. But, you know, it's just for a good cause. I had a dwarf rabbit which I got from a shelter. In the shelter there was this Flemish giant and my body followed everywhere. You're giving my cat. Oh, beef and she has her medicine. So yeah, once they learn that fridge equals food, that's like a dangerous like connection to have made. You're a bard. What is your best vicious mockery? Oh my gosh. What's the one? What's the one where it's like you were so short when you were born, the doctor thought you were just a head. Sorry, that is a Tom Hardy reference. That's not me saying that. Before Sienna marches through the door and kills me. I don't know. I'm not very good at mockery of people. Because, okay, to give an example of a time when I thought I was one-upping someone, there was this boy. It's okay because I've watched that video at least 100 times. Okay, good. Well, there's this boy who used to bully me at school, and basically just for being tall. So there's not really anything you can say back. You can't be like, I'm not tall. You're tall. So one time I thought, okay, I'm fed up of this. And I tried to make a joke that was, it wasn't dead. I tried to make a joke that was essentially calling him an idiot. Because at school, you had different sets. So for science, you would have like triple award set, double award set, single set sort of thing based on like how smart you were, essentially, like how many GCSEs your award would count towards, like so know that they were called sets. And then I thought I was being really clever because I said to him, I was like, yeah, well, you're so dumb that if your set was any lower, you'd be a badger because badgers live in sets underground. And he didn't understand it. And so I walked away. And that's the only time that I ever tried to reply. I just sort of gave up after that. But yeah, so can that be my vicious mockery? Now I feel bad because all those years later, it makes it feel as if I was calling badgers dumb. But I wasn't. Badgers are very intelligent. Someday they learned that badgers lived in sets and they were destroyed. Yes. Yep. But yeah. I wonder what they're doing now. It can be, but give us one more anyway. Oh my gosh. Can I think of any? Oh, the rap battle. Yeah, that was just mentioning that Delta doxes things all the time. But it was funny at the time. Maybe they're a fairy now and they dress as a badger. They've come full circle. Do you get fairy badger? Do you get fairies who want to be snails? I've been wondering about this. And if so, what are they called? Slimies? Snailies? Shellies! That'd be cute. Snailies. Oh. Wait, okay, let me think. Let me think of an insult. No, I just thought of a joke, but that's not an insult. Do you ever do that thing where this is very niche and people are probably too young in this audience to remember physical mail, but do you ever do the thing where you are going to go and post a letter and you say to someone, you walk in and you're like, hey, what's the difference between... It's not even that funny. You say, hey, what's the difference between a postbox and an asshole? And when they're like, I don't know, you just look concerned and you're like, don't worry, I'll post this myself then. And the joke being that they might mistake the two. I used to find it very funny. I don't now, obviously. Not funny at all now. But an insult. Insult. I can't do this. Did I see a Talia? Good morning, Talia. There's a boy. One boy. I do and I'm not ashamed. What? I feel like Astarion should have like built up my ability to do this, because he's good with his little insults, isn't he? I can't do it, Loboto. The only thing I can think of is when people say stuff like, I don't care what other people say, I think you're okay. Because that's one of those like, huh? Like, what do you mean? What do they say? But I can't think of any. I can't think of a way to be mean to someone. I am playing Baldur's Gate 3. I'm really enjoying it. I'm actually about to go to the post office. I may try that on the lady behind the counter. I'll let you off the hook this time. I'm trying to think of the last time Gerry, give me that. Is it because you've not had your snack yet, have you? Okay, come on. Gerry. Drop it. Gerry. Come on, buddies. Do do do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do. Oh my gosh, owls. Oh jeez. I'm glad your car's not been stolen. Also, yes, I am looking forward to Jingle Jam. Very much. Excited to see everyone. Gerry, there's more in the bowl. I thought of another thing. Gerry, I think there's a little bit more under there. There you go. I thought of another thing, which is what one of the, I think I've told this before, but it's when one of the assistant directors used to do this when the actors on Holby got a little bit big for their boots. So say there's an actor who is, think of an actor, I'll make one up, Brian Fishbob. And Brian Fishbob was being particularly actory and like playing up and being noisy and not, getting a bit too big for their boots, like I said. So the first assistant director would go over to them and be like, hey, knock, knock. And Brian Fishbob would be like, who's there? And they'd be like, Brian Fishbob. And they'd be like, Brian Fishbob who? And the first assistant director would walk away saying, that's showbiz. And it made me laugh every time. It was just to bring them down a peg or two. Morning, Tom. And have you heard of Brian Fish Bob? Well, that just goes to prove their point. Oh, Gerry, you gonna show us your handiwork? Or your toothy work, I should say. And this one? I'm wondering who Brian Fish Bob is a pseudonym for. It was usually, there were like 3 particularly naughty actors on Holby who, they were fine if they weren't working together, but as soon as they were in a scene all together, oh my gosh, they would be just unruly. They were all like theatre kids, so they'd all just start, we'd be trying to like set everything up and they'd just be running around singing theatre songs and stuff. We'd just be like, shush. He got too big for his fish bob boots. He did. He did. Some of the oh Lord, she coming. Some of them were very well behaved though. I miss some of the actors on there, like Sarah during Tears of the Kingdom. Oh yes, bloody theatre kids. Seems like Hobbit's energy from Lord of the Rings, yeah. They seem very cute together. Do you wear wigs? Maybe. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say, Gerry boy? I bought so many potatoes recently. I need to use up all the potatoes. All the potatoes. I need to. Who's the biggest diva you worked with? Oh my gosh, I can't remember their name, but it is the wife of Stephen. I can't even think what he was in. Stephen Mangan? Is he the guy who has like dark curly hair? Is that his name, or have I just completely made up a name? And his wife was briefly in Holby City and from Green Wing, that's the one. I was thinking, I swear he was in some sort of hospital thing. But his wife was briefly in Holby and was a bit of a nightmare. To the point where she messed up, hello, she messed up a scene and we had to refilm it, but to like save actor pride, that she was told that there had been something wrong with the camera. And instead of just being like, oh, okay, these things happen, blah, 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 when she walked onto set the second time, she was like, can everyone please make sure they're doing their jobs this time? And we were like, she doesn't know. She doesn't know. It was, yeah, it was a bit of an awkward one. I don't think she was on it for that long, though. It was awkward. Thank you for the follow. But we were just there because obviously I was in the camera department and we were just stood there like, of course we will, through gritted teeth. We will try our best, I guess. That's the one that springs to mind. I can't think of one in feline. The one is so cute. He's a little angle boy. And then there's my little chaos girl over there. Fifi! 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 Yep. Fifi! Why are you eating the table, my love? It just reminds me of, have you seen the TikToks that are like, this is my baby angel who would never do anything wrong. And this little nightmare is wanted in 3 states. I'm like, yeah, they do be like that. I'm loving your Mr. Island streams. I'm really enjoying them. It's such like a good Stardew-esque, like, do one thing one day, move on, do something else the next day. Like, it's good. I like dabbling games. where you can get distracted. What's the other TikTok that's been happening? The one that's just like, it goes from like, this is the whichever animal, like dog, cat, bunny. This is the one that persuaded me that I could handle getting a second one. And it in the background is the like, I'm just Ken, anywhere else I'd be a 10. And then it cuts to like, and this is the second one I got. And it plays the like, I'm just Pete and I'm on drugs. I'm like, why is it always like this? I sent it to Katie because her little Pippin can be a bit of a nightmare sometimes, bless him. But yes, it is time to mop today. So I'll do a little something for the first hour, and then I'll be joining Alex for the second half. And I guess it's like Race and Jennifer might be on it as well, the people who are on Hexarchy. Then again, Gerry does have his naughty moments, and Fifi has her angle moments. They're a good balance of both. And then I'll abandon them and play Moonstone. I abandoned Moonstone yesterday and played Hades. I was talking to Alex about Hades yesterday. I still can't believe that people didn't believe me that Euripides wasn't a D's nuts joke. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, I was saying to Alex, I really want to, I want to 100% Hades, and he was like, do you want to 100% Hades, or do you want to finish the story? And I was like, how is there so much game left in this game? Euripides nuts. I would just love to see. I was trying to find yesterday if they do still put on any of Euripides plays. I think there was a 2022 rendition of the Bacchae, which wouldn't be my first choice. But, you know, to be honest, I would take any. I would take any. Oh my gosh, it's gone 11 and I'm on the edge of starting a big talk about Greek mythology, so I will stop now. I will stop and I will spare you, and I'll go and read. Oh my goodness, Fifi. I'll go and read a book instead. Hello, Fifi. Why are the Greeks so horny all the damn time? Not all of them. Some of them were punished for not being. Hippolytus, for instance, was very punished. Shall we go to also what's his name? Oh my goodness. Oh, that's gonna annoy me now. He is called Pygmalion. Pygmalion was also punished for he was very against how loved up the city was, and he swore women off. The famous Greek myth of are Yogs live now? We could go and see the boy. Oh yeah, for those who missed it, Good Omens, very good book, is our book club month. What? Our month club book. Our book of the month is this month's book club book. If you want to join this month, that is the book for book club. That's what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way. What's happening? It's after 11 and I'm breaking. Fish Bobacles. Rating Yogscast in big minute. Good. Well, I shall be back at 2 for time to mop. Look at the sun's behind her. I'll be back at 2 for time to mop with some lovely people, although they won't be joining until 3, so I can just do something before. And I shall I shall speak to you later. Bye-bye for now. Bye bye. Oh, Gerry, what should I have for breakfast? Toast. Oh, toast. Toast? You can't eat toast. You're up now. Sorry, I'll put it back. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, poor boy. You go back to sleepy time. We're gone. Nice hello, Ted. Bye bye, Ted. Thank you. Bye bye. A boop.